start the sound. Let us start with first one, that is oscillatory motion. About this motion you have already learned in your lower classes. So let us start with the definition. If a body moves to and fro repeatedly about a mean position, its body is said to be oscillatory motion. So what does it mean? If one body is there, it is moving to and fro from a single fixed position. From here, it is moving to fro. Again, it is coming back. Again, moving and coming back. So it is said to be oscillatory motion. Next one, let us understand what is meant by time period. The time taken by a vibrating body to complete one oscillation is called the time period. So, how much time it is taking to complete one oscillation is termed as the time period. From here it will start, go, again come back, again it will stop at that position. That is called that much time is called the time period. Next comes the frequency. So, number of oscillations completed by a vibrating body in 1 second is called the frequency. How many seconds? 1 second. And how many oscillations are completed? That is called as frequency. And frequency is equal to number of oscillations divided by the time taken. So, next let us start learning about Hertz. What is Hertz? It is the name of one scientist. So, the unit of frequency is Hertz. So, it is given on the name of the scientist and it is denoted by Hz, that is Hertz. Now let us see how to find out the frequency. So frequency equals to number of oscillations divided by the time taken. So suppose we learn to take one example. If the vibrating body makes 20 oscillations, how many oscillations? 20 oscillations in 1 second. What is the time period? 1 second. We can say that its frequency is 20 Hertz. And how did we get it? Because we know the formula, frequency equals to number of oscillations, that is 20 oscillations by time taken. Time is 1 second. So it is equal to 20 Hertz. I hope you understood about these terms, how to find out the frequency of a vibrating body. Dear children, our next topic is amplitude. So what do you mean by amplitude? During to and fro motion, a vibrating string goes a certain distance in the upward or downward direction from its central position, that is position of rest, and the maximum distance to which the string goes upwards, up to maximum distance, or downwards from its central position, or downwards from its central position is called the amplitude. Or we can simply say the maximum displacement of an oscillating body from its central position is called amplitude. Now let us see next topic, that is loudness. What do you mean by loudness? Let us understand. Loudness of sound depends on the amplitude of vibration. We already know meaning of amplitude. So loudness depends on the amplitude of vibration. It is proportional to the square of the amplitude of vibrations producing the sound. So, if the amplitude becomes twice, 2 times, if the amplitude is twice, the loudness increases by a factor of 4. So, it becomes double. When the amplitude is small, the sound produces feeble, very less. And loudness is expressed in a unit called decibel. So, we measure loudness in decibels. Dear children, our next topic is shrillness or pitch. So, frequency determines the pitch of the sound or the shrillness of the sound. If the frequency of vibration is higher is the pitch. So, it depends on the frequency of vibration. Here you can see it is at great distance from each other. So, it will be low pitch. Here you can see it is very near to each other. Frequency is much. So it is high pitch. So frequency determines the pitch of sound. If the frequency of vibration is higher is the pitch, and shriller is the sound. Very shrill sound will be produced. On the other hand, if the frequency of vibration is lower, we say that sound has a lower pitch or it is not shrill voice. Let us see some of the examples to understand clearly which one has high pitch sound or more shriller than others and which has low pitch sound. So let us take for example first one, drum. I hope everyone has seen a drum. Then it vibrates with a low frequency and produces very low pitched sound, and because here frequency is very less. Next one we will see whistle. In school you might have heard your PT teachers must be blowing whistles to call all the students or gather all the students, make them listen in one particular place. So what happens? It has higher frequency and therefore produces a sound of higher pitch. You can see here. So much frequency is there. It is all together. Next, we will see the example of bird. It also has high pitch sound. You all like to listen to the voice of birds. On the other hand, roaring of lion. It has a low pitched sound. And in case of child, it is having very high pitched sound. And in case of women, also they have high pitched sound because the frequency is less. And it is shriller. Both the sound is shriller. Next, in case of men, they have a low pitched sound. Once again, child has high pitched sound as compared to women. And women have high pitched sound as compared to men. Men have low pitched sound and voice of child and women are shriller. Dear children, our next topic is audible and inaudible sounds. So, in case of human being, human voice can produce sounds with a frequency between 60 Hz and 13,000 Hz. In between these frequencies, we can produce sound. And sound of frequency less than 20 Hz is inaudible to human ear. We can't hear such sounds. Such sounds are called infrasonic sounds. So it is inaudible for human ear. Of what frequency? 20 Hz, less than 20 Hz. Next one, sounds of frequency in between 20 Hz to 20,000 Hz. Once again, sounds of frequency in between 20 Hz to 20,000 Hz is audible to human ear. We can hear such range of sounds. And sounds of frequency higher than 20,000 Hz inaudible to human ear. We are unable to bear such frequency sounds. So these are called ultrasonic sounds. Next topic is, let us take some examples. In case of dogs, they can hear sounds of frequency higher than 20,000 Hz. That is ultrasonic sounds. They are able to hear. That's why dogs are used in crime detection and to catch thieves and all. Next, sounds of frequency greater than 20,000 Hz is termed as ultrasonic, which I already explained, and less than 20 Hz is called infrasonic sounds. And it is used in the medical field also for ultrasound purpose. It is sound of frequency greater than 20,000 Hz. So this was about audible and inaudible sounds. Dear children, our next topic is noise and music. What is meant by noise? Unpleasant sounds are called noise. Now let us understand what is meant by musical sounds. Sounds which are pleasing to ear are called musical sounds. We like to hear them again and again. For example, flute, harmonium, etc. Now let us try to understand noise pollution. Like we have learned about many different types of pollution. Similarly, there is noise pollution also. So, presence of excessive or unwanted sounds in the environment is called noise pollution. Once again, presence of excessive, more than sufficient or unwanted sounds which is not needed at all in the environment is called noise pollution. Now let us see some of the sources of noise pollution. If you try to hear, you may see various sources, sounds coming from different sources which are not pleasing to nobody should burst crackers. Next, machines, which is not needed. Sound pollution is created due to them. Loudspeakers, time limit is set so that you can't throughout the night, you can't play the loudspeakers. Next one, TV and transistor radio also, which is playing at high volumes. Next is kitchen appliances, mixer, grinder, juicer or any other kitchen appliance. Next one, dessert coolers, they also produce lots of noise. Air conditioners, etc. So these were about noise and music. We learned about noise, we learned about musical sounds, we learned about noise pollution and the sources of noise pollution. Dear children, our last topic is harmful effects of noise pollution. So let us see what are the effects of noise pollution. First one is lack of sleep or insomnia. Second one is hypertension or high blood pressure. Third one is anxiety, other health related disorders, temporary or even permanent hearing impairment, that is deaf. And let us see measures to limit noise pollution. First one is control the source of noise. Second, silencing devices must be installed in aircraft engines, transport vehicles, etc. Third one is noise producing industries should be set up away from residential areas. It should not be near to residential areas. Airports should be away from residential areas. And use of automobile horns should be minimized. TV, music system, loudspeakers should be run at low volumes. Trees must be planted along the roads and buildings. So dear children, this was all about the chapter sound. I hope you understand. So take care of your surrounding, avoid noise pollution.